A very good morning to all the students of plus 2C. As you know, we have completed this chapter, Deep Water, which is about story of overcoming one's own aversions and phobias. We have talked about William Douglas, who himself is the writer of this chapter. He has narrated his autobiographical account or his personal experience with all of us. Really motivational story that how we can overcome one's own fears and phobias by facing it. Rather than running from the situation, we should face it. The biggest fear in life is having the feeling of fear only. Other than that, there is no fear in our society. This is just all in our mind. The way we perceive the things, we become so. Clear? If you want to be fearless, you can be fearless by facing your fears. So this is the theme. Everybody has, most of you have joined. So now, yes, beta, I'll be sharing screen with you. You are having books, page number 27. You can open accordingly. So I'll be sharing the screen with you beta now. Yes, beta. Is it visible to all of you, these questions? Fine. So our very first question is, what is the misadventure that William Douglas speaks about? So William O. Douglas, he has just learned swimming. Fine. So you can have two notions here when we discuss about the misadventure. Sometimes students get confused that which misadventure that Douglas is talking about. Clear? But you should be very, very clear about it. Fine. So misadventure which he is talking about, actually William Douglas just started swimming, and when one day he was sitting by the side of the pool and waiting for his turn, and he was thinking that I would be swimming, let others join in first. You can say a teenager, an 18-year-old big bruiser kind of boy, big boxer boy, he came and asked him, how would you like to be dug into the waters? And without waiting for the response, he picked Douglas and tossed him into the water. Fine. So this is the misadventure Douglas is talking about. And when he was tossed into the water, he swallowed water and water. Nothing else he could see. Nothing else he could clutch into his hands. Fine, beta? Is it clear to everyone? So misadventure Douglas is talking about when he was tossed deep into the water at YMCA pool by 18-year-old bruiser. Clear? So you should mention all the facts. If you want to score 2 on 2 or 3 on 3, then you need to give all the facts intact. Clear? Second question is, what were the series of emotions and fears that Douglas experienced when he was thrown into the pool? What plans did he make to come to the surface? So Douglas was gripped with feeling of fear. He was very frightened or scared. And these are the emotions, but he was not that frightened that he was not out of his wits. He was frightened, but he could think at that time. So that's why he started making a plan that when his feet touch the bottom, he would just, with full force, he would try to come out of the waters just like a cork of a bottle. Clear? So what plans did he make? That is a plan only, that he would come to the surface like a cork, C-O-R-K. And he would lie flat on it and he will paddle to the edge of the pool. Paddling is like the basic stroke of swimming only. Clear? So I'm repeating here the series of emotions. Douglas was very frightened when he was thrown into the pool, but he was not that frightened that he could go out of his wits. He was able to think. That's why he made plans that how would he come out of the water. He thought that he would jump and he would try to, when his feet would touch the bottom, he will try to make a big jump, just like a cork of a bottle. He would come out and he would paddle to the edge of the, you can say, pool. Clear? Third question is, how did this experience affect him? Anybody would like to answer? You can raise your hand if you want to participate, because this class is not, you can say, open to responses. You never participate to that level as junior students do, because in plus 2 I don't think so what happens to you. I'm just seeing those who are there. Rasika plus 2C, your audio and video both switched off, and Amitoj also. So I will be marking Rasika and Amitoj absent. So we people can see from here actually whether you are listening to teacher or not. Fine, you have switched off the video and audio, Rasika and Amitoj, both. You are absent for me, beta. Clear? Now, how did this experience affect him? This experience actually revived his aversion of water. I must write here, revived his aversion. Revived his aversion. How did it revive its aversion? Because as you know, you remember when he was just 3 or 4 year old, he was just thrown over there by the seashore and he was so scared to describe, and his father started laughing. At that time he was very young, but after that when he was 10, he was able to get rid of that fear. That's why he decided that he would learn to swim again. Clear, beta? But when he was 10 and this misadventure of drowning into the pool water, that happened to him, so that led to, you can say, revived his aversion. So his phobia was formed again. Clear? Now, how did this experience affect him? This experience revived his aversion to water. He cried all day. That particular day, he kept on crying. He was lying in his bed only. He could not eat any meal that day. So his body was trembling with fear when he went back home. So this experience affected him badly. Clear? So this experience, firstly, you will tell that this misadventure revived his phobia or aversion, fine, of getting scared in the water. Then secondly, you will mention that he could not eat that day. All he was doing was he was just crying and lying in the bed only. Clear? He was trembling with fear. And you can say whenever he could think of this experience, he would feel wobbly in his knees and legs. Wobbly means he was not able to stand even properly. So he feared water to that extent that he started avoiding all the water sports like fishing, canoeing, boating, or any adventure which his family enjoyed during the holidays. Clear? So you will mention how did this experience affect him, beta? Firstly, he started crying that day. Secondly, he did not have his meal. Thirdly, after that incident took over, even then he was not able to enjoy any of the water sports. Clear? Let's move to next page. Yes. These question answers now, beta. Why was Douglas determined to get over his fear of water? It's very much clear. Douglas was determined to get over his fear of water because he was, he was not able to relish and enjoy even the you can say basic water sports like fishing and canoeing and water rafting and surfing, even the sports which do not include any fear. When you go for fishing, you're not supposed to enter into the water. Even then he was so scared that he was not enjoying with his family. So when you will mention, beta, this is a short question, so you will be writing accordingly. If it's a long one, then you need to add the details. Fine. Don't write 500 words or 200 words for a 3-mark question. When you're getting a question for 2 to 3 marks, then 30-40 words are sufficient for it. When you're getting a question for 4, 5, 6 marks, then you have to increase the length of the you can say question answer, fine, or number of words should be increased. Why was Douglas determined to get over his fear of water? His fear of water ruined his fishing trips. It deprived him of canoeing and other water sports. Douglas used every way that he knew to overcome his fear, but he was not able to, but he was just developing his childhood fear. So, even as an adult, this fear gripped him firmly. So, he wanted to get rid of it. So, he was determined. So, on 1st October, he decided that he would learn to swim. He hired an instructor of swimming and started conquering his fear. Clear? Now, second question is, how did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? Now, I'm not going to tell the answer. How did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? Yesterday, we discussed in detail, beta. Yes, now I would be unmuting uh, the children who always participated, who were there. Yes, Suhani, you can unmute yourself, beta. Suhani Mirbaha, please unmute yourself. You just tell how instructor helped him. Suhani, are you there? But those who will not respond to me, I will mark them absent because they're not participating. Sukhmanjot, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sukhmanjot, beta, just tell that how did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? What did he do?
He helped him do swimming piece by piece, not from whole to piece. And on 1st October, he decided to get an instructor and learn to swim. And he used to do swimming an hour each day. 5 days a week, he used to swim.
Very good. So part by part, piece by piece, he taught him how to do various strokes, how to inhale and exhale in water, how to use, you can say, breathing techniques, how to kick properly when you're swimming. So better, he just taught him in different pieces. Then at last, after many months, he asked him to put all the pieces in whole and start swimming. So that was the role of instructor here. Clear? You should participate better when I ask any one of you. Clear? Now, how did the instructor build a swimmer? You got swimmer. To become a swimmer, he learned pieces of swimming firstly by his instructor. Instructor taught him the inhaling and exhaling technique. Firstly, he taught him the back and forth movement in the water. First step was teaching him back and forth, आगे पीछे होना, back and forth movement. Fine. I can write here if you want. Fine, back and forth movement. And then he taught him inhaling and exhaling in water, then kicking off legs, then basic strokes of swimming, and finally he built a swimmer out of Douglas. Now, how did Douglas make sure that he conquered the old terror? Douglas learned to swim from his instructor, but whenever he would try, the old fear would grip him again and again. So after learning to swim in the pool, he decided to go to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire. Lake Wentworth. He went to Lake Wentworth. You need to remember this name, beta. Lake Wentworth. It's written in your book only. In New Hampshire. Fine. He went over there in New Hampshire, dived off at Triggs Island. You need to remember these names. He had his, again, residual doubts were coming again and again. So he went to Mead Glacier also. He dived into Warm Lake also, underline beta, and he swam across to the other shore and back. Thus, he made sure that he had conquered his fear or old terror. Clear? You need to remember all these names, very important. You need to remember all the facts, all the names of islands and rivers and lakes wherever he swam across. Fine. Now, let's move to next page, beta. All the question answers, you must know the answers. You can get any long, any short. In plus two, it's not like that. Whatever is written in your book, that will be there. It can be from anywhere, some additional questions. Yes, beta. We need to do these questions first. How does Douglas make clear to the reader? Let me enhance. Okay. How does Douglas make clear to the reader the sense of panic that gripped him as he almost drowned? Describe the details that have made the description vivid. Vivid is when picture is crystal clear to all of you. Means when we narrate our experience, some people explain in such manner that everything is there in our eyes in front. We can imagine clearly that what kind of feeling he might be having at that time. Some people are not able to utter or explain their personal experiences. So they are asking, how does Douglas make clear to the reader, to all of us, the sense of panic he was gripped in, clear, and how he was drowned and how he made this clear. Douglas, you will mention that he has given a detailed account of his feelings and efforts. Firstly, he mentioned all the feelings of, you can say, fear. He was frightened. He could not see anything but yellow water. He could not clutch anything, just water. Fine. So, after explaining his feelings, he has also clarified, you can say, his efforts to save himself from getting drowned, how he made plans in his mind, how he would come and jump out of like a cork of a bottle, how he mentioned that my lungs were about to burst. So these things are actually giving vivid description that how he felt. He was suffocating. He has mentioned that I was suffocating. I tried to yell, but nobody was there to listen to me. Fine, nobody, but no sound came out of my mouth. I tried to shout. So these all things are actually vivid description of his fear, and we could feel it the way he has explained. Clear? Very important question. How did Douglas overcome his fear of water? There are two concepts. How in the beginning, you remember the very first day when we were doing this chapter, I discussed the two things are there. When I asked you people about your aversions and phobias, the two things are there. How these phobias and aversions are formed, number one. Number two, how to get rid of these phobias. So this is it. How did Douglas overcome his fear of water? Douglas, rather than giving answer, I would ask, Vanshika, can you unmute yourself? Vanshika Saini. Beta, a lot of time is wasted when I ask you people. That's why I'm just explaining myself. You people do not participate properly. Only this class. Otherwise, everybody is ready to participate only. I get confused at which student I should choose in other classes. Yes. Amarpreet. Amarpreet, can you unmute yourself? Very easy question, beta, I'm asking. Take part in it. People are so hesitant. Amarpreet, can you hear me? Unmute yourself. Only one or two students are there who participate on daily basis. See, beta, your performance is not that up to the mark. So anyhow, how did Douglas overcome his fear of water? When Douglas grew up, he firstly he tried the, you can say he took the help of an instructor. He, same thing is there, he hired an instructor, and he thought of learning to swim because he was not able to enjoy any water sport. His training went on from October till April, you must remember. From 1st October he started till April, he continued his training. For 3 months he was taken across the pool with the help of a rope only, with proper safety measure. Then as he went underwater, his terror was coming back again and again, returning again. His legs started freezing with fear. So instructor taught him to inhale and exhale. He taught him back and forth movement. He taught him how to kick with the legs and various butterfly stroke, chest stroke, back stroke. Many strokes were taught to him. Then part by part, he built a swimmer out of Douglas. Then after learning to swim, when he was able to swim in the pool, he decided to go to various places. Then you can mention all the names which I have already discussed with you. Fine. So he went to Wentworth, fine, different islands, and then he swam over there at back of the warm lake also, and then he overcame finally his fear of water or aversion of water. Why does Douglas as an adult recount a childhood experience of terror and his conquering of it? What larger meaning does he draw from this experience? So you, two parts are there. When two parts will be there, you will be giving answers in 2 paragraphs, beta. Fine. First part in first paragraph, second in second paragraph. Don't merge both answers. Fine. Why does Douglas as an adult recount a childhood experience? The experience of terror was actually made Douglas handicapped about it. He was, whenever he used to think about his childhood experience, he would not move his legs, he would not, you can say, express himself. He was so gripped with fear. Fine. And he just recalls it just to tell readers that one should have willpower, determination to overcome one's phobias and fears. That's why he's recounting the story of conquering his fear. What larger meaning does he draw from this experience? The larger meaning from this experience is that in death there is peace. We people are scared of death. He says that one should not be scared of death, because in death there is peace. One should be scared of living life with fear. So this is the larger meaning he could get out of this experience. One should not get scared of death. One should be scared of feeling the fear. One should live fearlessly. Fine. There is only terror in the fear of death. He had experienced both the sensation to extremes. Fine. He became, you can say, timid. He became weak when he had the feeling of fear. He became very confident when he was fearless. So both the feelings he had narrated with us, he has shared with us, sorry. So he felt very free to walk. At the end, he has mentioned that he felt very relieved and free-spirited, that he could walk the mountain paths, climb the peaks, and brush aside his fear. Clear, beta? So we are not having much time with us. So we'll be discussing rest of the questions. Only, I guess, 3-4 questions are left. They are the long ones. We have another period also. In that period, beta, do join, because I will be sharing, I'll be discussing all the question answers, and we will be moving on to next poem. We are not having much time left with us. Your exams are about to approach. So don't think that in the 6th period, you people, most of you, they don't feel like joining the meet only. So you are supposed to join regularly. Otherwise, your parents will be informed accordingly. Clear, beta?